So I'm actually just back from a wee holiday away at Loch Eck. So I'm feeling quite inspired by the landscape. It's one of my favourite lochs. I don't know how you can pick a favourite loch, but Loch Eck seems to be mine for some reason. I just keep been drawn to it. So added just pure white to that background there, and I'm mixing up some Ultramarine Blue and burnt umber. I'm trying to work quite quickly because I need my paint to be wet. So we've got a nice misty landscape. Mixing up a slightly darker layer now. I'm trying to keep it more blue than brown, but a little bit of ultramarine blue and burnt umber together anyway. I'm about to find out whether that's too dark. I think it probably will be. Yeah, touch of white on that, I think. A little more. I might get my fan brush involved here, I think. Bringing a little bit more mist to the party here. Let's just use this little dry fan brush to do a little bit of blending. I'm getting closer and closer to the foreground, so I'm just mixing up another slightly darker shade. Burnt umber and ultramarine blue again. Add a little bit more white to that there. I'll just bring a little bit more detail here. I'm going to try and just bring a little bit more mist into the tops of these mountains here, in between what we're going to pretend are trees. Just pure white on the sky here. I'm just going to block that in, really brighten that up a little bit. I think there might have been a little bit of colour mixed in with my brush when I initially did it, and it's giving me a bit of a kind of green tinge, which I'd like to get rid of. And while we're here, we might as well try and bring out the tops of some more trees. Yeah, that's looking alright. Working on this darker colour again. So we get close to the horizon where the loch's going to be. Got nice dark green trees. Obviously you can't tell that they're green at this stage. That might be a bit too dark, wait till we see. Let's go with it just now, just to see how we feel. That might do the job. I actually don't think I've ever painted a misty mountain with trees and that before, so you can probably hear the hesitation in my voice in this video. I actually really didn't want to do this one as a video because I'd never done it before. I was a bit uncertain about how it would go, but I did make a promise to myself that I would do more of these videos, so. And I actually promised myself I would try and do one once a month. And it's about that time. The last one I put out was about a month ago, maybe just over to be fair. It's just marks. How wrong can we go? We can go that wrong. That's how wrong we can go. What was that? Why were we taking it up there? That's ridiculous. Actually, that's quite nice now that I've kind of licked that away. It sounds quite professional, but wait till we just do a wee bit more of that. I was cussing myself for that mark there, and I actually ended up quite liking it. Might edit that out so that I can make it look like I knew exactly what I was doing there. Just tickling the canvas and seeing it's actually alright. It looks alright in this little camera. It looks like it was painted by someone who knew a little bit about what they were doing, and we all know that's not true, so. Anyway, let's get this little bit done down here. So I've got a burnt umber, ultramarine blue, kind of sap green yellow ochre mix there because the trees at the bottom are slightly lighter. And I really wanted to work light to dark, but we'll see how this looks. If it looks alright, we'll tell the truth. If it doesn't, we'll make it up a little bit. I've actually had a little white to that mix that I just showed you there. See how we're going. Let's get that horizon line in. That doesn't need to be too careful just now. We'll sort that out when we come to the water. Hopefully the water doesn't let me down in this one. I like to think that I know what I'm doing when it comes to water. So, as long as I can get this little bit here, where I don't know what I'm doing, out of the way, then we can get back to the good stuff in a minute. I'm not going to be chuffed with myself if I don't do Loch Eck justice. You can let me know if you've been before. It's just, I don't know what it is about this loch. There's just something so magical about it. I've always been really lucky with the weather. It just seems like insane atmosphere, pure ethereal and things. Right, let's get this water in. That shouldn't put up too much of a fight. We're just going some ultramarine blue, some burnt umber, and it's nice and watered down. And just throwing that everywhere. Listen to me talking loudly now and getting into the groove of things when up here I hardly said a peep. I'm going to need to wait till the water dries, that base colour dries even, until we can get some nice detail in there. So we might as well throw that in, get that down, and then we can go back to the trees, where I'll get a bit quieter because I don't know what I'm doing. Nice strip of light there. Should we keep going with that? Actually, I'm feeling we maybe. Oh, I can't tell whether I'm actually enjoying this or whether I'm just trying to avoid working on the trees. I'm going to get a little bit quiet again while I hold my breath here. Let's try a shade lighter up here. Right, I did a tiny wee bit there with the camera off, or behind your back, however you want to look at it, just because I was shiting myself and wasn't sure that this was working, but I'm growing some balls and I'm back. I'm doing it in front of you. And I'm willing to fail. Give myself a wee talking to there. What is a failure? What is a mistake? If it isn't just learning. So, as long as no knees are on the other side of this camera laughing at me. Or actually, I don't care. No, I don't care. Sorry, that's me. Don't care. You've got to laugh at yourself, haven't you? Think you ken something about something and then the universe just comes along and humbles you. Or scants you in front of everybody, doesn't it? Oh, I think you ken what you're doing here. What are you going to do now that your pants are doing in front of everybody? I rafted this loch. I took this photo from the raft actually. And I was right out in the middle because I couldn't decide whether to go to the wee sandbar, or not the sandbar, sorry, a wee beach on the other side, or continue right down. I was sitting trying to make my decision, and I just sat there and listened to the peace and quiet. And I say listen to it, it was silence apart from, you know, some birds, sorry, and the greeting from my dog because John was trying to throw the frisbee in to reach the raft. It was pure peace. Minus the hissing that was coming from a raft. That was a wee bit concerning actually. I'll need to grey tape that thing up before I use it again. But even with all that going on, it was still more peaceful than working on this bloody painting. Right, what are we doing? Are we touching too much stuff? Are we touching it too much? Touch too much? Get some AC/DC on. Right. It's at that time where I'm like, I'm going to be pure loose with this painting, and then it's like, no, you're no. I wasn't finished with these shadows. There's some more shadows happening in here. Let's get that sorted out before we think we can just abandon ship and jump into that water. Oh, literally, imagine. Putting these highlights in, the first thing I'm going to do is sort out this horizon line because it's still a little bit iffy. See if that sort of evens it out a little bit. I actually think I might have made that too bright, but we'll go with it just now. So I'm actually going to use a smaller brush, inevitably, up here, but we might as well get a bit of a base colour going in to help it out, help it along its way. There's actually a nice curve that starts to happen somewhere here. It'd be good to start describing that. I'm giving myself a wee bit extra height on this canvas because it's murder trying to work below eye level. So let's start with this tiny little brush and see how we go on. Just going to pick out little lines. I'm going to try and not be too precious over them, she says, as she continues to be quite precious over them. You know how it goes. So I'm nearly done with these shadows. I'm just bringing you in to kind of see what it looks like at this stage. So I've mixed up light grey, a kind of blue grey. I'm going to start picking out where the highlights fall into this water. It's quite good because this bit at the bottom is almost just pure white, so that makes that bit easier. I'm just blocking in the larger areas of light before I work with my smaller brush and pick out just a tiny little flickers and sparkles. Okay, I mean, God, I could actually leave it there to be fair, but am I going to or am I going to go further? You know what, I'm going to take it too far. I don't know why I find this bit the most satisfying, but it really is. Just tiny little dots of light. Just pure white now. Straight from the tube. So instead of dots now it's lines, these beautiful linear marks, to try and give the impression of beautiful silky water. I switched to a new brush just to try and create some new marks as we get closer to the foreground. The wee brush just wasn't working anymore. The marks were just too distant.